Hey guys, Sunfire here, and today I thought I would do uh maybe a perk video. I thought about this when I was at working. I thought, you know what, why don't I do a video on perks, on perk layouts, which ones I use, and kinda how you guys can make your own. Because I always get a lot of questions saying, hey, how do you make a perk layout? What perk layout do you use? You know, so I kind of thought I might as well do a video on each a good perk layout for each of the healing items in the game currently. So golden heads. I'm not gonna count golden apples because if you're gonna use golden apples, either use them for a contract or if you have a healer 3, which most of you probably don't. So I'm gonna no golden apples, just golden heads, vampire, Olympus, soups, Rambo, and I guess I'll count steaks as well because that's also a good healing perk. But yeah, I'll count those ones. So let's get right into it. So right now I don't have a perk set up right now. Now I guess I'll start off with the prestige 1 perk layout. You know, only 3 perk spots, so not this 4th one, only these 3. So I guess if you're prestige 1 and you're just starting out, now I'll make 2 of them. I'll make one for, you know, prestige 1 or 2, and then prestige 1 and 2, or prestige or non-prestige and prestige 1, because you don't get dirty unlocked until prestige 2, I don't believe. So I would start off with golden heads, definitely as a first perk, and then I'd move into safety first. So get rid of my oh, okay. I was just wondering. And then I would use gladiator. These are the perks I would use if I was, you know, a lower level. They're very good, you know, you're tanky with the gladiator and the helmet, and then you have the golden heads. The reason why you want to use golden heads for the first few prestiges is because it's a good way to get used to the game quicker, you know. It's good to be able to hotkey, you know, 1 and 2 really quickly, you know, because that's where you're primarily probably going to put your golden heads, your sword number 1, golden heads in number 2, and then your bow and whatnot in 3 and 4. Yeah, because I don't think a lot of you guys are going to be using, you know, vampire. It's a little more costly too. It's like 4,000. So this is already 7,500 gold, which is not a lot, honestly. It's not a lot. So I think most of you guys should be able to afford it. But if you throw a vampire in there, then that takes it up to 11. So you could be buying diamond armor, which can help you significantly, or buy vampire and have a struggle using it because frankly you probably don't know how to use it. So this is the perk layout I would use up until prestige 2, and then I'd just kind of change it out and use dirty. You know, those are the ones I would use. Speed yet. So this is more of a prestige 2 perk layout. You know, it's a good one. You know, it's still tanky and everything. I wouldn't really substitute anything for the safety first. You know, but you can use vampire if you want to be a little more risky, go in obby boxes and whatnot. But honestly, just getting used to golden heads is one of the best things you can do. Now let's move on to 4 prestige perk layouts. Now let's say you're prestige 5. Now you no longer need safety first. Now you can use something else. You probably already have first strike. Hopefully you do, and you have the 4th perk layout. Now this is what I would use now that I'm prestige 5. You know, you probably have access to Olympus too, but let's not get into Olympus first. Let's just stay with golden heads for now. So right now this is and then I'd probably take strength chaining, because you don't really need a lot of XP still. Like if you want to switch strength chaining out for streaker, you can. You know, it would not be that bad. But if you want to go in the mid and, you know, get a good kill streak, get a 5k or something, and you'll still get good XP, don't get me wrong, especially if you have any XP boost stuff or whatnot, then yeah, use this. Good, a lot of damage output, you know, tanky with the dirty, survivability with the golden heads, very good. Now, this is now this would be kind of like this one, and then this. Now, if you want to use this, if you want to use an obby box layout in a with streaker with golden heads, which I've done before and it works, it's not that hard. I would use this with strength chaining. I wouldn't use for strike. I would use strength chaining. It's way better in obby box's strength chaining. It's just superior and more. It's just way more. It's way more damage and everything. But you really should use dirty. You want to use dirty in obby box if you have it. So this is a good, obby box streaking layout right here. Now what else can we use with golden heads? You can use barbarian. What I would use barbarian would be, I'd probably take out barbarian. I'd probably use this. This is what I would use: golden heads, barbarian. This would be, if you want to use barbarian, I'd use this. You wouldn't be getting XP, but I'm gonna predict or presume you're lower level and everything, so you don't have to grind 35 or 33k. Well, it's actually 35k level in the 70s, so I'm presuming you're not grinding that. So this XP, streaker does not really matter too much, honestly. At lower levels, it's just the XP is not that much, so don't worry about it. If you want to use it, you can. And if you want to use this is what I would use, because you got damage from this, especially as crit hits. It's just you won't have too much speed. Well, you have the golden head speed, but once that runs out, you're kinda so. And I think that's about it, honestly, what I'd want to do with golden heads. I wouldn't really use golden heads with anything else. So now let's move on to vampire. Now, vampire is a very good healing perk. It's definitely probably the #1 healing perk in the game as right now. Now, vampire, what I like to use with vampire is I have two main perk layouts: streaker, dirty, strength chain, or for strike. This is what I would use if I, this is just great for, just casual streak. Not good for box streaking, but very, very good for, just going on, nice little 1v1s. This is what I used to get my 1500 kill streak. This is a perk layout, and it worked very well. So, and then another perk layout you can use would be this. Now, this is phenomenal for obby box grinding. If you get an obby box, use this perk layout right here. This is a very good perk layout. You got your survivability, your XP, your tankiness, and your damage. Very good. Now, if you want to use vampire with barbarian, it's a bit tougher. I wouldn't really use barbarian with vampire. It just doesn't work as well, honestly. For streaking, it's just very tough to use. Not the best, honestly. I would use it. Next, so those are the kind of two main perk layouts I use with vampire. It's about it, honestly. Vampire's just good, but there's not many good perk layouts that revolve around it. Now, if you're using Last Stand, you can use Gladiator, so, or you can, just use 2 more damage if you have Last Stand. This is what you use if you had Last Stand. So, let's move on to Olympus, I guess. Now, Olympus is a very good healing perk right now. If you're a lower level, or if I think you unlock this at prestige 3 or 4, I think. So if you have the access to Olympus, I would definitely use it. Very good healing perk. I went on a 120 kill streak right off of prestige. I think it was prestige 24. I bought Olympus first. That was my first perk. That I traded a 5k and did 25 kill contract, and I failed my or a 25 kill quest, and I failed my contract, so I only had 6,000 gold. So I bought Olympus, and I had some shop diamonds still for my prestige. I was like, So I used just Olympus, and I got 120 kills with it. Was just shop diamond, regular diamond sword, nothing special, just shop diamond, iron legs, diamond sword with just Olympus, 1 perk. This is it. And I did 120 kills. Now I don't expect anyone else to really do that, but a good Olympus perk layout can be either with Kung Fu if you're prestige 9, and that's good with 30, and you can use Marathon. Like, this is a pretty good, a lot of damage here, you know, you got dirty there, you know, Kung Fu, good damage, this adds up to it, you know, especially with the Olympus. This is a good Kung Fu Olympus perk layout, a lot of damage, a lot of tankiness here, so very good. If you want to use Kung Fu with Vampire, I would use this. Honestly, this would be the one I would use. You know, it's just Kung Fu Vampire. It's better if you're trying to kill a specific person. Definitely use it. This would be the perk layout. Maybe I guess you could use this too. You know, if you want to kill a specific person, you know, you didn't want to streak, you just want to get one person. This is the optimal one you would want to use. So back to Olympus. Yeah. Now, another good Olympus perk layout. Now this is my personal Olympus perk layout. This one I always use if I'm just going to use Olympus. This is what I would use. Because you got speed from this, you got resistance regen, you got XP, you got damage, and then you got more resistance. So pretty much, because you have to drink the Olympus potion. So people think, oh, I get resistance when I drink the Olympus potion. That's good enough. I don't need dirty. No, you want dirty. As soon as you get the kill, about like 70% of the time, someone's going to crit you out when you're drinking this. Why wouldn't you want to have 4 seconds of resistance? And then after that runs out, you got another 4 seconds of resistance. There you go. So this is my personal Olympus perk layout. You do not use First Strike with Olympus. It does not work. Don't use First Strike with Olympus. You're thinking, wow, that extra damage with that. No, it resets your speed, and the whole purpose of Olympus is having speed for 24 seconds. So that's what I would use. And now let's move on to a different healing perk. Now let's move on to, I guess let's move on to Rambo. Now Rambo is, you know, unique. You know, I have, 12 hearts. Oops. I have 12 hearts naturally, so I usually have 12 hearts. But when I have Rambo activated, I have 10. So most of you guys will either have 9 or 8. I have 10. So now with Rambo, it's just kind of pure damage, honestly. I would just go this. I would not try to use this with Streaker, it just would be too tough. You just want as much damage as you can, as much tankiness as you can. This would be your best option, honestly. So, and there's nothing really else to do with Rambo. It's about it, honestly. So, let's move on to, I guess, Soups. Now, Soups is one of the worst healing perks. It is not good whatsoever. I would not recommend using it. But if you want to use it, same thing. I just use the exact same perk layout. It's just trying to use this with XP would be super tough, honestly. It's just not worth it to use it. Honestly, I would not recommend getting Rambo or Soups. They're just not good perks, honestly. They're just not good. So, but this is what I would use, and same with Rambo. These are the ones I'd use. So, up to you. Now when I have steak pants on, the perk layout I use is this: just damage, resistance, and streaker. That's it. That's what I use. It's good. You know, you already have your healing for your steaks and everything, so you just kind of want as much damage, resistance, and much XP as you possibly can get. So this is what I use for steaks. Nothing else you can really change. This is probably the best perk layout you can use with steaks. So yeah. Now let me tell you guys kind of how I would design a perk layout. So if you're kind of designing one, if you're doing a troll perk layout, you know, then yeah, kind of up to you. But you kind of always want to have, you know, tankiness, damage, and then your healing. So damage, tankiness, healing. You know, simple as that. If you cover those 3 categories, you're good. You know, this is the kind of categories you want to cover. You know, you can cover these, and now this is actually one of my OG perk layouts. You don't get any XP or anything from it, but this is great for Rage Pit, this is great for Beast, this is great for Robbery, this is great for any kind of event. Honestly, this is my personal event, layout, and it works every time. It's great, it's phenomenal. I would not recommend using Olympus for most of the events. Olympus doesn't work in really any events. Like maybe the best one to use Olympus in is probably like raffle, but that's about it. So this is my personal event layout. But yeah, I think that covers everything. So you just kind of want damage, healing, damage, tankiness. That's what your main categories you want to cover. Like if you can cover those 3 categories, you got a good perk layout. So, and yeah, and I believe I believe Olympus unlocks at Prestige 4. So yeah, I don't know. I was really 100% sure. So let's see what we get. Wait, did that actually boost 3? No, 2. Oh, that's a potential. That might be a potential rare, but save that for later. Okay, so hopefully you guys learned something. Those are the perk layouts I use for my perks for most of them. The main ones I use. I use this one. I use this one. I use this one. Or I use this one. And I would also, and then my Kung Fu one is be this or this. So these are the kind of perk layouts I use. So yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Kind of teaching you guys about perk layouts, because they're very important to know how to design a perk layout. Just have damage, tankiness, healing. So those are the 3 main categories you gotta cover. If you don't cover those 2 or those 3, you're most likely gonna die. Now, usually having 2 damage is better than having 2 tanky. Sorry to use just kind of dumb words, but it's just having 2 damage, 1 tanky, healing. That's better. That's the best possible. But not everyone has full perk layouts. So yeah. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. So I'm trying to keep up with daily uploads right now. So I'm gonna try to keep with that and try to make new ideas every day. So I don't know what tomorrow's video is gonna be, but hopefully it's something good. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, and yeah, have a good one. Peace.